Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 710, let's talk about Treva. White, green, blue, or green, white, blue, rather. This is Bant, for those who got the Alara box of crayons. I have been meaning, this is from Invasion, way back, and been meaning, you can tell by the coloring here on the name that I have had this particular commander in this box for a while, and wow, it's finally got built. So for 6 mana we get a 6/6 flyer. Whenever Treva deals combat damage to a player, you can pay 3, one of which is white. If you do, choose a color and you gain 1 life for each permanent of that color. Now, it is hard to guess exactly what colors are going to be out there, and this is a 3-color commander. We could skew it to one side and, choose that color, but in order to really use that ability, I was just uncertain how to make that work, so I said, well, you know what does Treva care about? Gaining life. So, that's what we did. We are in straight up life gain. So before we get to the rest of the deck, let's look at the life gain section. These are the cards I put in there just to gain life. We'll get to life gain payoffs later and ramp and stuff, but this is just for life gain. We have Soul Warden, Essence Warden, Soul's Attendant, Ajani's Welcome, Daxos, Suture Priest, all essentially multiple copies of the same card. We're going to gain life every time a creature comes in. Well, Suture Priest is kind of different, but yeah, pretty good. Rock's Warmonk and his pancake flipping madness, it's a cheap life linker, for 3/4, that's not bad. And I love rhinos that flip pancakes. I'm sorry, I do. Pulse of Murasa. Now, getting a creature or a land back, is that worth 3 mana? Meh. And then you gain 6 life. What? Okay. Faith Fetters. Decent removal. Some life on top of it. Congregate. I like to congregate right before somebody board wipes and you're like, oh, in response, let me gain a ton of life before you do that. Because typically they're not going to board wipe, 1 or 2 creatures away. It's going to be a board full of something. Your life per mana on Congregate will vary, but most of the time, it's way on up there. Sunscorch Regent. I love abilities to start with whenever an opponent casts a spell in our multiplayer format where we have multiple opponents. I love it. Ajani, Mentor of Heroes. Because come on, gain 100 life? I know we're not supposed to play them with the, only the ultimates in mind, but come on, gain 100 life? Only 100? Boon Reflection, double that life gain. Camaraderie is, it's life and cards and +1 and count your creatures and yay. Heliod's Intervention, twice X life. Invincible Hymn. We start off, 99 cards, and then we have our opening hand of 7, so we start off with 92. Yeah, but granted it does cost 8. We're going to be... What is this going to set us at? Probably 60, 70? I can div with that. Maybe 80. Sanguine Sacrament. Double X life. And we get it back. Sphinx's Rev. We're going to gain some life and draw some cards, and it's going to be a blast so that we can, play our Hydroid Crassus. Now, it's weird. We're building the deck. Hydroid Crassus is just a machine of a card, okay? It's just awesome. But in here, you're like, oh, only half? So, let's look at our ramp, shall we? Now, this is 3 colors, so there's quite a bit more mana fixing than I would say than ramp. And there's a bunch of non-basics when we get to it. So we have Soul Ring and Arcane Signet. Felwar Stone. Farseek. Rampant Growth. Azora Signet, and Selesnya Signet. No Simic. Obelisk of Bant, Commander Sphere, Spectral Searchlight. It's been a while since I've said the Spectral Searchlight thing. I like this. It's very political. You can, to make a friend by giving them mana. You can make a deal. Search for Tomorrow, Cultivate, Explosive Vegetation. This is Renewal. I don't know if you can count it ramp at 6 mana, but it does gain you 7 life. So, yeah, maybe. We have Rites of Flourishing. And the best card draw spell in Simic, I'm sorry, Tatyova Mythic Druid, is just too good of a magic card. Too good. It's life gain and card draw. I mean, so let's look at some, life gain payoffs, if you will. Yeah, the Ajani's Pride Mate's in there. By the way, all the Ajani's Pride Mates are worded this way now. They errated it to where it's not you may, it's just you do. Put the counter on there. Trudge Garden. To whenever you gain life, you can get a beastie. Righteous Valkyrie. Now, the Angel Cleric thing here is not going to matter that much. It's that last line. We're probably going to have 7 more life than our starting total, so +2/+2 is pretty sweet. Lathiel. It's just a great card. I love playing this deck. I haven't played it in quite some time, to be honest with you. Gain life equals +1 counters. Ajani Valiant Protector. That here again, we're looking. My eyes are on that ultimate, where X is your life total. Loxodon Life Chanter. So. Stormherd. I mean, this is me. Did you think it wasn't in there? Stormherd. Because Stormherd gets answered. Every time. If Stormherd does not get answered, if it doesn't get countered, if your creatures don't get destroyed, somebody's dying. And then my personal favorite, Sarah Avatar. I love some Sarah Avatar. I fell in love with it back in Urza Saga. It is one of my favorites. Now, it can exist in a graveyard, but power touch is equal to your life total. That is one heck of a payoff, especially if we get a chance to strap it up with, Unflinching Courage, Behemoth Sledge, Loxodon Warhammer, even a Fire Shrieker, for all it's worth. Do have Elixir of Immortality in there. Build decks are growing ever more popular. MH2 is cause sanity grinding to go through the roof, and that only means people are building more mill decks. So, it gains 5. Alhambra's Archive. Yeah, it's just a good card. I'm so glad they reprinted it. And then Rootborn Defenses. It's one of mine and Jimmy's favorite fogs. It's not really a fog. It's kind of better than a fog. It's anti-wrath. So, yeah. Populate, and then your guys are indestructible. So, Overwhelming Stampede, because I think I'm out of overruns. And I kind of like Overwhelming Stampede for this particular deck anyway, because it's not just +3, it's plus whatever. So that's a big one. We move on to removal. Now, Sword of Plowshares in here. I am not above swording my own creature. By no means. I've done it a million times. Spell Pierce. Disenchant. Return to Nature. Arcane Denial. Negate. See, that's the beautiful part about the bank colors is we have 3 really good colors to pick from for removal. Now, if you'll notice, I'm not using a ton of counter magic there. And what I try to do in 3-color decks is I only use 1 blue pip. Because actual counterspell, yeah, there's nothing any better than it. We know that. But in a 3-color deck, dependably having blue when you draw that counterspell, sometimes kind of may not happen. Boy, we're all about giving out the tokens. I just realized that. Generous Gift, Beast Within, Afterlife. Oblation used to be the premier removal spell in Commander. It's just been eclipsed so many times over now. There again, I have used it to save my own. I'll shuffle. You're going to exile it. I'll shuffle it back in. I'll draw 2 cards, whatever. But then we have Wrath of God as our. Oh, we're not done yet. I haven't done the non-basic lands, have I? There's a bunch. We're going to start with a Command Tower, Azorius Guildgate, Sajiri Refuge, Tranquil Cove. Obviously, I am trying to use as many of these gain 1 life lands as possible. I probably missed a few, but that's what I was looking for. Port Town, Arctic Flats, Temple of Plenty, Greypelt Refuge, Blossoming Sands, Thornwood Falls, Temple of Mystery, push the air out, Rimewood Falls, Terramorphic and Evolving, Seaside Citadel. A lot of these get forgotten. Back in Shards of Alara, we had the first, well, no, not the first, I guess the layer lands. I probably should have used the layer. Anyway, Tri lands, not bad. A Path of Ancestry, Exotic Orchard, and of course, Rogue's Passage. Have to have Rogue's Passage, right? But that is Treva. All about caring about the life gain. Haven't had a chance to play this one yet, but we will see how it goes. Wow, my tripod is one of those like poppable tripods, that you can bendy and stuff. And I've just bent it like crazy. So that is number 710 on the wall. Got a row done. It seems like just yesterday we were at 700, or building up to 700. So I do appreciate it. Y'all let me know what you think. And right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.